Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and no, we're not in Luxor in Egypt, and no, that's not New York City behind me. We're in Las Vegas. And seeing New York in Vegas, and Paris in Vegas, and Luxor in Vegas, it kind of reminded me of one of the common questions I get on some of my videos is, Mark, why do Americans always say London, England, or they say Chicago, Illinois, or they say Springfield, Missouri, and things like that? Why do they always put the thing with it? They should know it's Paris, they should know it's Chicago, and people get really upset. So what I thought I'd do is give you the explanation of why Americans always put the city and the state or the city and the country when we do talk. The thing is, in the US, we have all these different states and a lot of very similar names, or actually the exact same name. Do you ever wonder why the Simpsons live in Springfield and they never say what state it's in? There's a couple dozen Springfields in the USA. Springfield, Illinois is the capital of Illinois. Springfield, Massachusetts, Springfield, Missouri. And so what ends up happening is, so people don't get confused which Springfield you're talking about, we always add in the city. Even if it's obvious, Chicago, well, that should be Chicago, Illinois. You're right. But the thing is, people will say, well, then why do you say Paris, France? It's just kind of add-on from that, because you know what? Where I live, an hour away, we have Paris, Illinois. Heck, we have Tennessee, Illinois. It's a city named after a state that isn't the state that it's in, so it's Tennessee, Illinois, and it gets really confusing. So, if you wonder why Americans always say two things, the city and the country, or the city and the state, is because that's kind of burned into our brains, because here in the US you have the same city names in multiple states, so it's just to clarify things for us, okay? So I hope that helps calm some of your nerves and some of the really upset people, because man, I can't tell you how many times I get people, well, it's obvious it's London, England, and then people from London, Ontario in Canada say, well, what about London, Ontario? Or New London, which is kind of by where I live. You know, there's all kinds of stuff out there. Anyway, so if you have any little questions like that, please feel free to ask them below so we can answer them, help you kind of answer some of those little tiny travel questions that might be bothering you, or cultural questions you might want to know about, because we do like to help. If you want to learn more, 10 things that'll shock you about Vegas, 5 things you love and hate about Vegas, all kinds of stuff, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all kinds of places. And have a great time, whether you're in Luxor here at Vegas, or Luxor in Egypt, or New York in Vegas, or New York, or Paris in France, or Paris in Illinois, or Paris in Vegas. Anyway, have a great time. We'll see you later. Great travels to you all, okay? Bye.